The relationship between the crew surgeon, crew members, and the behavioral health team is very, very vital. We previously had a seminar with our former Apollo astronauts, and we learned a little bit about the relationships with the crew members and the physicians. Some of it was a little adversarial, and there were areas that we can improve. And over the course of the shuttle program, we've tremendously improved that. We are definitely the advocate for the crew members. We work very closely with our behavioral health team to ensure we maximize the health and performance of our crew members. We ensure that we're their advocate when it comes to sleep, circadian issues, as well as work-rest cycles. Regarding the interaction between the crew members and the crew surgeon, approximately 2 years before a given mission, a deputy crew surgeon and crew surgeon are assigned to a given crew. We work closely with them on their medical training, their environmental training. We attend various other engineering workshops and training that they take place here. We will often support them during their training overseas. And it establishes a great amount of trust on both sides of the fence. We also get to know their families as best we can so that we have that good bond as we prepare them for space flight. We try to develop a good working relationship with our increment managers as well as the flight directors so that we have a solid team and then know that the physicians are there to be relied upon to be advocates for the crew, but also really work hard to maintain the mission objectives. One of the tools that we utilize for team building and enhancing the relationship of trust between crew members as well as the flight team is the National Outdoor Leadership School, NOS. Oftentimes, a flight director and a flight surgeon would be invited to go with crews to an austere environment as they learn about self-reliance, taking care of themselves under some difficult situations. And it's also embedded with various classes that take place in scenarios. They learn about leadership, styles, communication skills. And we found that to be very, very valuable. And this is something that should be continued so that the crew learns how to deal with issues, learns what their strengths and weaknesses are, and builds a lot more teammanship across the board. In the future, the whole spectrum of activities that we utilize to build teamwork, such as NOLS, is very, very important. It allows us to enhance the efficiency of the crew and meet mission objectives.
There are 3 key groups that need to be attended to in any space mission in order for it to be successful. One is the crew. They get most of the attention, of course, for good reason. Second is the family, and the third are the ground personnel. And you need to take care of these 3 groups, and you need to coordinate that care, and it's in that synergy that you have success in the mission. It's not on the back of any one of those 3 groups. So when we're thinking about building a relationship with the crew, we also need to consider that we need relationships with the family and we need a relationship with the ground personnel, because it's in their interplay that people draw the necessary information and the motivation to complete the mission. So I think ISS has been a very good model for the relationship between the crew member and the psychologist, as well as the flight surgeon. It's been a little bit more difficult in terms of a relationship between the psychologist and the family, because in the old model, the families have always been out of the picture, and the primary responsibility is to the crew, understandably. But as we move out and we move into com-lagged, long-duration missions, an individual is not going to function isolated from his family. He will not function well isolated from his family. And so we need to continue to build the family, build their expectations to be accurate, provide them support, and that will require a relationship with them that might be a little bit different and more intense than currently exists here in ISS. Right now, there are even some legislative obstacles to a government organization providing support to a family. So we might want to, or might need to take a look at those obstacles that would prevent a higher involvement with the families and a higher involvement between the families and the distant crew member.